Hi there, my name is Terry and this is 5 Minute Velo. Today we're going to look at repairing a tyre that has a cut in it. You're looking at an almost brand new Schwalbe Pro One tyre here that has a substantial flint stuck in it. This caused a cut in the tyre that's about 3 millimeters long. If I were running this tubeless, I'm almost certain the sealant wouldn't have sealed this. However, I was running it with a tube at the time. Cuts like this can cause a problem if you're running tubeless because the sealant may not seal it and you may lose a lot of that sealant. If you're running tubes, as you can see here, the pink latex tube starting to bulge through the hole. The tube can then wear and then you get another puncture. So I've taken the tyre off of the wheel and that cut goes right the way through. So what would happen if I put a tube back into this? The tube would almost certainly try to bulge out through that gap. So what I want to do is do two things. First of all, seal the hole, and secondly to reinforce it so that the tube doesn't bulge out through that hole. This is applicable to both tubeless and tube tyres. Now for small holes you can just use an ordinary tube patch like this one. However, with this hole here, this is slightly larger than I would like to use for that patch. So what I've done is I've made myself an alternative patch, and this was made out of the sidewall of an old tyre. This is obviously slightly stronger, more substantial than the ordinary patch. Now the process here is quite simple. You just treat the tyre like you would patching an inner tube. I'm going to take a piece of emery cloth or sandpaper and just clean up the surface. Then I'm going to take my patch that I've made and I'm going to do the same with that. And I'm going to take my standard rubber solution glue that you might get in a patch kit and apply a little around the hole. Rub that down so it's in good close contact, making sure it's covering an area that's a bit bigger than the patch I'm going to apply. I'm going to do the same with the patch. Now we have to wait for the glue to dry. It'll only take a few minutes. When it's dry, you take the patch and then sticking the patch over that hole, then press down. Often what I'll do here is apply a clamp to the patch to make sure there's good contact. After about 20 minutes, when the glue has dried, you can take the clamp off and inspect your handiwork. And there is the patch. Now, as you may have seen in a previous video on my Garmin lanyard, I'm a belt and braces sort of guy. So what I will normally do here is take a piece of Gorilla Tape and put an additional patch over the top. What you can also do is just run a little bit of super glue in the cut on the outside of the tyre.
This repair technique can work quite well for cuts that are up to about 3 millimeters long. However, for more substantial cuts, or where the tyre looks like this or this, you should replace the tyre, as almost certainly the carcass has become irreparably damaged. In emergency situations though, you can carry out a temporary repair to the tyre in order to get you home. Because I didn't have to replace the tyre, this saved me about £30. To get more money saving tips like this in the future, why not subscribe by hitting the subscribe button that you can see on the screen now.